Welcome to Real Reviews. This week we're throwing you a curveball.
Yeah, we would definitely went off the radar.
We did. Well, we were gonna go see Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
But there's this documentary we've been waiting for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And it came out in select theaters and on demand, and we watched it finally on Friday, and we thought, why not just do this?
Yeah.
Because it's something most people wouldn't watch, and maybe we can convince you to go see it.
Yeah.
So it's called The Demon House.
Yeah, so we've told you guys in previous reviews that Kurt and I are huge fans of the supernatural, like real life demonic possession cases and stuff like that. And so we've been following this guy. This guy has a show,
Ghost Adventures,
on the Travel Network, and his name's Zak Bagans. And he's essentially one of the leading paranormal researchers to date now.
Yeah.
And so he bought this house.
Sight unseen. It's supposed to be the new Amityville. It's in Indiana, Gary, Indiana, and there's all these news reports on it about this family, blah, blah, blah. The cops get involved, you know. Zak Bagans hears about it. He phones the guy. He's like, I'm buying your house, sight unseen. It's mine.
Yeah.
So he goes there. I don't know to make this documentary or not.
All right.
But the cool thing about this documentary that differs from like any kind of paranormal show you watch, you know, is they're not trying to go out there and prove to you that this house is haunted. They're not trying to prove to you that demons exist, whether you believe it or not. They're just telling the story of what has gone on by interviewing people and kind of telling the story of what happens to the family that lived in that house and what happens to people who maybe stay a little bit too long in the house. And it's very interesting. And don't get me wrong, by the last, like 20, 25 minutes, it was pretty freaky. Some of the stuff that you see that is going on in the house, it's quite creepy. I was a little creeped out.
I was kind of expecting like an episode of Ghost Adventures, but just longer. And it wasn't that. Like you said, it was Zach going into this house and just documenting everything that happens to him and these people that he brings in, his crew. And I mean, the evidence that leads, or the evidence afterwards, is like startling to say the least. Because, yeah, you could chalk it up to coincidence. You could chalk it up to, that's just, your mind playing tricks or whatever. But I mean, like, one guy, like, all of his organs start failing. Like, this old
there's
dude,
so many coincidences, unless they hired every person as an actor, but I don't know how they could.
In my 37 years of police investigation, I've never run into anything like that before.
I just got the keys to the demon house. You think it's dangerous for me to be in that house?
I wouldn't be there.
It's like a cursed house. Yeah. Call it demonic, call it whatever you want. But anybody who seems to have any kind of involvement in the house, something bad happens to them. Whether it's this one lady's kid supposedly getting possessed by demons, which is like the very beginning of the movie, kind of like a reenactment, because obviously didn't have footage of it. But they're talking to caseworkers who left the city. Yeah. Another caseworker who broke 8 different bones of hers in the span of a month. Yeah. Just weird stuff. People who worked on the documentary quitting. People were forced to leave because they're losing it. They're completely losing their minds. It's just insane. We're sitting there watching this like, if this is real, this is nuts. Like, how do you explain all this? It's quite compelling.
I think that if you're going to check this movie out, you definitely have to go in with an open mind. If you're already a believer, check it out. But if you're a non-believer, if you don't believe in this stuff, you're just gonna dog it anyways. So
if you're a fan of any kind of thing paranormal, whether you think it's true or not, if you think this kind of thing is compelling, this is one to watch. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. If you're complete zero, if you think it's all stupid, like Josh said, don't bother. Yeah. You're not gonna have fun. You're probably not gonna think it's anything. But there's just that slight inkling, that little bit of interest. I think this is the one for you.
Regardless of if you're a believer or not, it takes stones, I think, a certain amount of stones for Zach to do what he does. And at the end of the movie, he stays in the house by himself in pitch black. There's no way any of you could be out there would be like, yeah, I'd do that.
The biggest non-believer, I guarantee, would not do that in any situation.
It's always the biggest trash talker.
The biggest trash are like, I wouldn't do that.
But I can give it 8.5. I love this.
It's worth it. It's playing in select theaters, and but you can watch it on demand right now. You can watch it on Any kind of on-demand you have, it's on there. Look for The Demon House, so check it out. And check out our Facebook page and give it a like. Go to the review of Demon House and give it a like. Leave a comment. We want to know what you kind of think. This is kind of out of our wheelhouse, but we thought I'd try it out.
Yeah.
And if you do any one of those things, you're in to win a $10 gift certificate to Perkins Restaurant and Bakery.